Welcome to Talking Tales. Learn English. If you want to improve your English reading, speaking, and understanding, you're in the right place. Through this fascinating story, you will learn new words, practice pronunciation, and improve your comprehension in a fun and engaging way. Listen carefully, read along, and don't forget to comment on what you learned from this story and one new word you discovered today. Now, let's begin. The strangest coincidence you won't believe. Life is full of mysteries. Sometimes, things happen that are so unbelievable, so beyond logic, that we call them coincidences. But what if some coincidences are more than just accidents? What if they are signs of destiny? This is a true story. A story of two strangers whose lives were inexplicably connected in a way that no one could have ever imagined. A story that proves the world is smaller than we think, and sometimes fate works in mysterious ways. Meet Daniel, a 28-year-old travel journalist from London, passionate about discovering the world and uncovering the most intriguing human stories. He had traveled to over 30 countries, always seeking new adventures. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared him for what he was about to experience. It all started when Daniel arrived in New York for a documentary project. His mission was to interview people who had experienced strange coincidences in their lives. Little did he know that he would soon become the subject of the very story he came to document. One evening, Daniel decided to visit an old bookstore in Brooklyn. It was a small, cozy shop, filled with the scent of aged paper and history. As he browsed through the shelves, his fingers stopped on an old, worn-out book titled The Letters of Time. It seemed interesting. He flipped it open and noticed something odd. There was handwriting on the first page. The name written inside the book was Emily Carter, 1982. For some reason, the name felt familiar. But why? He had never met an Emily Carter in his life. Curious, he bought the book and took it back to his hotel. That night, as he read through the pages, something strange happened. A letter fell out from between the pages, yellowed and delicate with time. Carefully, he unfolded it and read. To whoever finds this book, if you are reading this, then destiny has brought you to my words. My name is Emily Carter, and this book belonged to my brother, Matthew. It was the last thing I gave him before he disappeared 40 years ago. If you know anything about Matthew Carter, please find me. I have been waiting for him my whole life. Daniel's heart pounded. The letter was dated 1982, exactly 40 years ago. Who was Matthew Carter? And why did this book find its way to Daniel after all these years? Determined to find answers, Daniel began searching for Emily Carter. He posted online, checked old records, and even visited the address written on the letter. But it was an abandoned house. Just as he was about to give up, he received an unexpected email. The message was from a woman named Sophia Carter. It read, Dear Daniel, I saw your post about my Aunt Emily Carter. She passed away last year, but if you are looking for Matthew Carter, I think I can help. Daniel's hands trembled as he read the email. Could it be true? Was Matthew still alive? Sophia and Daniel arranged to meet in a cafe. As they talked, Daniel learned a shocking truth. Matthew Carter had been declared missing in 1982. He had disappeared without a trace while traveling in London. The only thing left behind was a note in his diary, saying he would return soon. And then, the most astonishing coincidence happened. Sophia pulled out an old photograph of her Uncle Matthew, taken in 1981. Daniel's breath caught in his throat. The man in the photograph was the spitting image of Daniel. It was as if Daniel was staring at an older version of himself. The resemblance was unbelievable. The same sharp eyes, the same smile, the same posture. Could it be? Could Daniel somehow be connected to Matthew Carter? Shaken but determined, Daniel continued his investigation. He traced Matthew A.'s last known location and discovered that Matthew had left for London on the same flight number that Daniel had taken to New York. Different years, same flight, same destination. As Daniel dug deeper, he found an old suitcase in an antique shop in London that had Matthew Carter's initials engraved on it. Inside the suitcase was an old watch. When Daniel picked it up, it was still ticking, exactly 40 years after Matthew's disappearance. It was as if time had been waiting for someone to find it. To this day, Daniel never found a logical explanation for the connection between him and Matthew Carter. Was he a reincarnation, a long-lost relative, or was it just a series of impossible coincidences? Some things in life remain a mystery, and perhaps some stories are not meant to be solved, only to be told. Life lesson. This story teaches us that sometimes life leads us to places we never expected. It reminds us to keep our eyes open for signs, because you never know when destiny might be trying to tell you something. Important words to learn from this story. Coincidence, a surprising event that happens by chance. Destiny, the events that will necessarily happen in the future. Resemblance, the similarity in appearance between people or things. Determined, having a strong desire to do something. Mysterious, difficult to understand or explain. Now, it's your turn. What did you learn from this story? Comment below. What is the most unbelievable coincidence you've ever experienced? Comment one new word you learned today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Talking Tales. Learn English for more incredible stories that help you learn English in the most exciting way. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next story.